Hello, hello, hello. Greetings to one and all. Okay, this segment of mine for me being Roger Farrell. By now you know. But I'm going to talk about how symptoms relate to people's attitudes. You'll pick that up in a number of my segments. But symptoms and attitudes relate to one another. If it weren't for attitudes, symptoms wouldn't occur. Can you believe that? They come into because they're invited in by attitudes, negative attitudes, that is. Positive attitudes do not cause any symptoms. So you'll find in viewing my videos that I do not address the symptoms. They don't mean much to me except the message that they seem to contain. And I say this with people being surprised. Symptoms have messages. They certainly do. And I don't address the symptoms in any of my videos I made or will make. I don't get involved with the symptom. That's a decoy. It's a camouflage. What it is it's there to tell us there's something going on and you should make a change, Mr. or Mrs. or Miss. Yeah. So the people I've helped over the years through my seminars and personal training, they got rid of their symptoms by changing their attitude with upon my suggestion or suggestions. By the way, I'm adding my email address. It's at the end of the segment. So if you have something important you want to run past me, you can use that email. So again, ailments need no attention other than to ease their pain. Their pain is awful for a poor person that's suffering from an ailment. But symptoms didn't bring themselves around. This I know as a fact. So why did the symptom come? Well, it was invited. Invited. You say invited? By who or by what? By the patient that has the symptom. The person that the symptom is attached itself to. So you could find this absolutely astounding, but this is the way it is. A symptom is invited into a person's body. Otherwise, they wouldn't even know about the person. I'm going to have a little sip. Excuse me. You can ask me why. Why does this occur? And it's because, and who would invite that in? It is the person that the symptom attached itself to that did the inviting. That's who. Sounds incredible, I know, but not to me. It may be to you. Let's take the stomach as an example, a stomach with cancer. For years and years and years, expert professionals have been trying to coax the cancer out of somebody's body. They spend 95% of their time trying. Yeah, that's very unnecessary. They use medicine, or they may use chemotherapy, or they may blame it on the person's stress level. Well, stress, of course, is created by the mind. And so it can be a symptom, but it doesn't bring about cancer. Cancer is specific to a purpose. Now, if a cancer increases in size and doesn't go away, eventually then the people taking care of the patient, the doctor will cut it out along with some of the stomach skin material. And although they won't tell the patient that they're healed or this is all better, the patient is always left in the having the fear that the cancer may come back. The term that doctors use is that it's gone maybe in remission, and we have to wait 5 years to see if it's really gone. How encouraging is that to a patient? How good is that? Ask professionals why cancer appears, and they have to admit they don't know. They can guess. They can think that it's maybe food or heredity or a germ, but they really don't know. So why should I know? Because I've been doing this for years, checking people's health out and helping them. Each video of mine has got stories. Some of them are about people that had ailments and what they did about it. But regarding cancer, say for the stomach, if you check back some in my early videos, I talk about my secretary Jeannie and her father-in-law who had stomach cancer. And I told her he had to have hate, he had to have resentment, because I find that so often for stomach cancer. Resentment is what's behind it. Like I say, our symptoms relate to people's attitudes. So if a person has an attitude of hate or resentment, which hate is not that strong, but resentment is. Resentment is constant, it stays there. Hate is periodic. 10 minutes, it gets expressed and it gets dropped. Okay. So, cancer is an unpleasant ailment. It's a serious ailment. It scares the devil out of people. I've been hardly ever stumped in figuring out why a person has a particular ailment. There are some ailments I don't know the reason for, but they're not that often or that common. So how do I know the cause or the source that invites the symptom in? By recognizing the spot the symptom is sitting in. If it's in the stomach, that's a particular attitude, resentment. If it's in the colon, the large intestine, it's a different attitude. If it's in the cervix, then that is also a unique attitude. So each of those attitudes I discover, or when I discover, I know what the person has to do to change and get rid of that ailment by changing the attitude the person carries. It's easy. So the symptom is a message carrier. For instance, the stomach message is, listen person, quit expressing hate. So that's what it's telling me. So I say, oh, okay, this guy speaks or thinks really about hate. So then I convince the person to drop that attitude, drop it. Start looking in the person they hate or the job they hate as the qualities that may exist there. Concentrate on them. That will make a person's symptom soon disappear. That's it. That's simple. When I help somebody change their mind or their way of thinking, their symptom shrinks and disappears. And it doesn't take long. I've seen it happen in a couple of weeks, often, sometimes 3 weeks. Or by 3 weeks, it's pretty well on its way out. I'm going to look at a couple of notes that will remind me what is important to tell you. Give me a moment, please. And what I will tell you is, I've been doing this since I was a kid. I started doing it, giving advice to others when I was 21. So I've been doing it for over 60 years because I'm now about to be 88. So yeah, from 21 to 88, I've been doing a lot of this, and that's not my full-time job. I have a job. I am an investor of properties and renovator. So I've been doing that for most of my life. But there's people I come across while conducting business or at a social gathering who have a problem, and I open my mouth sometimes and say, hey, maybe this is what you should do to change that problem. So with a person with stomach cancer, I tell them to quit the hate, get back into thinking normal, And, you know, pretty soon he's in good shape. I don't want to see scalpels used. I don't want to see stomach parts removed. Now, if any of you happen to have a situation or a friend has that needs attention, you can contact me. Maybe I can, well, for sure, I can help most people. But if you have a situation that is serious, or even if it isn't, I'll give you my email. Okay. So get paper and pen. Okay, I'll say it and then I'll spell it. penball@techsavvy.com. It is spelled PENNBALL at TechSavvy, TEKSAVVY.com. If you're writing me in the address part of the email, that's to and so on. It also says the subject. So the subject would be attitude changing. That's so I know the category comes in to and not some other area that I'm dealing in. And time permitting, I'll respond. So I wish you all the best. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope some of what I've said sticks with you and you can put it to use. Okay? Otherwise, you can maybe help somebody else. Get them to think differently than they may have been for a while. So I wish you all the best and have a good day. Bye-bye.